Today's Dallas Cowboys report is sponsored by Mint Mobile. You may have heard of them, the cell phone wireless plan owned by Ryan Reynolds. They are changing the game with plans as low as $15 a month that run on the largest 5G network. MintMobile.com/chatsports to get going. Before we get into today's rumors, the news that I am excited about, but not everybody is. The Cowboys announced they're going to bring back these throwbacks. They mentioned the helmet specifically, although the press release mentioned the entire throwback jerseys, so I think they're wearing the whole thing. Maybe they do the color rush, but I doubt that's the case. Do you like these jerseys? I love them. These are my absolute favorite ones. But I want to hear from you. F for you think they're fire and they're awesome. Bonus points if you throw in the fire emoji, by the way. L if you think they're lame or they're cursed or you just don't like them. Cowboys rumors to get into now. Could Hightower come to the Cowboys? I'm only going to give it the 1 star. Reminder that all free agency has to be now brought down to 1 star because the Cowboys don't do anything. Hightower was linked to Dallas by Sports Illustrated. He is allegedly still figuring out what he wants to do this year. And I do think Hightower, who was at one point one of the more underrated linebackers and one of the best linebackers in the entire NFL, he has begun to show the troubling signs of decline. He is not the same productive player as a run-stopper, coverage, blitzer hybrid that he was at his peak. Frankly, he was one of the better ones in terms of being able to do all 3 things from the off-ball position. You see the decline, right, in terms of sacks and tackle for loss production. And the coverage numbers aren't as good either. He's lost a step. The 2020 COVID opt-out might have hit him a bit more than you wanted. The Cowboys, though, do need linebacker help. There's Micah Parsons, Leighton Vander Esch, Jabril Cox. I like all 3 of those players, but the rest of the guys are totally unproven. And even Jabril Cox has had only a handful of snaps. Because of that, it's a little bit murky in terms of the depth at linebacker. And you can make a very real argument that linebacker is the singular biggest need for the Dallas Cowboys as an organization. But do you agree with that? Sound off for me in the comments section. Why for yes, linebacker is the biggest need for the Cowboys, or type in N for no. What do you think when it comes to the positional need for the Dallas Cowboys organization? Why for yes, N for no. I am once again asking you as well, my friends, to make sure you have your notifications set to all, and make sure you're actually logged in / you have a YouTube account created. Click sign in, create an account, fill out your information. Then head on down to the Cowboys Report at youtube.com/CowboysTV. And this is the important part. Click that subscribe button. Hey, make sure you're subbed. And the second time you click it, you'll notice your notifications are defaulted to personalized. You want to change it to all. That way you don't miss out on any Cowboys video here. So I'm going to buy you some time to go make that change. If the ad break comes here on YouTube, it's perfect timing. Go click that bell icon, change it from personalized to all. More linebacker trade talk here on Deion Jones. Is he going to come to the Cowboys? 1 star again. I've learned my lesson. I'm not going to assume any moves go down for this Cowboys organization. But there's another Deion Jones Dallas trade idea, rumor, theory, this time from Bleacher Report, and I do understand it. Jones might not be long for a rebuilding team in Atlanta. He had off-season shoulder surgery that allegedly wasn't reported until just before OTAs, might have been delayed. There's some iffiness there. There was a report from The Athletic that said he was going to go. Then the shoulders news came out, so it's all dicey there. And Jones, of course, thrived under Dan Quinn in Atlanta. Now, as part of this trade idea from Bleacher Report, well, they actually had an idea, which I appreciate, as opposed to just naming names and not putting together any type of value packages. They've got the Falcons getting a 2023 6th-round pick, and the Cowboys, of course, getting Deion Jones in exchange. We'll spend some more time on Jones and why the cost might be so low, but first, I want you guys to pick a linebacker for me. DH for Hightower or DJ for Deion Jones. Sound off for me in the comments section. A big factor in this is the contract for Deion Jones. Now, there are some funky numbers involved when his roster bonus was paid. I believe it already has been paid, though. $14.68 million this year, $13.13 million next year. That is a massive amount of money for a linebacker who, although I believe he is still good, has begun to show the signs of decline, and the Cowboys will not pay Deion Jones that amount of money. Maybe you could see a scenario in which the Cowboys go, you know what? Atlanta, eat some of the money, and we'll give you a better draft pick. That might be a good win-win, or maybe it's a trade deadline type of move for the Dallas Cowboys. I will say this, though, on the Hightower or Jones conversation, the contract's obviously a huge factor, but in terms of just pure on-the-field play, it's pretty clearly Deion Jones is better right now than Donta Hightower. Speaking of better, that's what Mint Mobile is. You may have heard of them, the cell phone wireless plan owned by Ryan Reynolds. They are changing the game. Inflation's hitting everybody. And rather than pay a premium for your cell phone coverage, why not get it for a steal? Plan starting at $15 a month over at mintmobile.com/chatsports. You get unlimited talk and text, high-speed data, and mobile hotspot ability. And this wireless plan runs on the largest 5G network. So you are not sacrificing any speed, data, or coverage, but you are sacrificing some extra payments in the end. You're saving money, a ton of money, by making the move over to Mint Mobile. I did, and you should too. mintmobile.com/chatsports. That link is in the comments section and in the description of today's video. Let's talk Dak Prescott now. Could he win NFL MVP this year? This is almost always 2 stars, and there's no need to change it as far as I'm concerned, at least as close as 2 stars can get for any type of MVP conversation. ESPN, as we'll break down in depth momentarily, they will list some sneaky MVP candidates, and Dak was one of them, which I find very interesting. Now, last year, Dak played like an MVP candidate before that calf injury last season. Whether it was injury, just lack of confidence, whatever, wasn't the same following the calf injury. We can also definitely blame the offensive line. Dallas, in the end, absolutely needs Dak to ball out this year. And as the quarterback of America's team, if he plays well, he's going to be in the MVP conversation. Now, here were the sneaky MVP picks as I get a chance to body ESPN. Mike Greenberg, who once said Sam Darnold was better than Dak Prescott, has Dak. Ryan Clark went with Justin Herbert. And here's my problem with this. Justin Herbert's not sneaky at all. Like, this is not someone who is a sneaky MVP favorite. He is among the betting favorites to win MVP this year. Herbert's plus 900, the same as Aaron Rodgers, the reigning MVP. He should not count. Frankly, I don't know if Dak even counts as sneaky. I mean, he's tied for 8th after all with Matthew Stafford, Kyler Murray, Lamar Jackson. I think the votes from Jeremy Fowler and Mike Tannenbaum, Derek Carr, and Mac Jones are much better sneaky MVP picks. Like, if you pick Herbert, that's just your pick to an MVP, and Dak might fall in a similar category. So I want you to be honest with me, and it should be a low number because that's how percent chance to win MVP should work. But what is the percent chance that Dak Prescott wins NFL MVP? Sound off for me in the comment section. Dak as a whole last year put up fantastic numbers. Now, the first half or second half was much more in favor of the MVP campaign. And before that injury, Dak had a real chance to win the award. He was putting up huge numbers in 2020, by the way, before he got hurt. When Dak is on, he can perform at an MVP level, but the Cowboys need him to consistently be on. And I do think, by the way, for the Cowboys' own playoff chances, they're going to need Dak to play really, really well. Now, we'll be live for every single Cowboys game this year. We'll be doing all of the training camp coverage right here on the Cowboys Report. Free daily videos when you hit that big red button and subscribe. So don't delay. Hit it right now. Back to free agency, a little bookend here. Mackensie Alexander to the Cowboys. I'm giving this one, but why? This was a weird argument made by Bleacher Report. They said Alexander was a great option for the Cowboys because you have Jordan Edwards, which is fair, former defensive assistant in Minnesota, now D assistant for the Cowboys. They also said they could use additional depth, and the Cowboys were 20th in passing yards allowed last season, so the secondary was bad. That's not really how it worked. The secondary exceeded all expectations in 2021. And I actually don't think the Cowboys really need that much help at corner. I'll break down why in a minute, but first I want you to give me a better name. A better free agent target, who is realistic, by the way, for the Cowboys to go out and sign. Is it an Anthony Barr, who's also a former Viking? What do you have? Drop a name or names for me in the comment section. Now, Alexander's 2021 campaign was not great. The nickel-only corner didn't have his best performance. Too high on the yards allowed out of the targets, 5 touchdowns, only 5 pass breakups. Alexander's not a bad player, but I look at this Cowboys cornerback room and I go, I don't see the need. Anthony Brown and Jordan Lewis can play the nickel corner role. You could probably put Kelvin Rizzo there if you had to, by the way, as well. But you've also spent a 3rd-round pick on Deshaun Wright. You've got a promising UDFA and Isaac Taylor-Stewart. 5th-round pick Deron Bland. You go, in reality, I think in terms of guys you want to carry, 7 deep if you include C.J. Goodwin. So because of that, I don't see the need to add Alexander. Frankly, I don't think it made any sense for him to be labeled as a target for the Cowboys. Unless there's injury, I don't think corner is a real need right now for the Cowboys.